We're very lucky today to have Elizabeth Carter with us as the editor of the Good Food Guide. We have three books to talk about for different reasons, really. Desert Island Dishes, which was a book which was produced for 130 years of Morden Salt. They asked us to film 6 famous chefs who also donated the recipes to this book for the Royal Academy of Culinary Arts. And they in turn sponsored the charity, which was mighty good of them. So this book is put together by the various chefs, and as you can see, there's a full list there, which many names on you will know.
Yes.
And forward by Jay Rayner. Interesting book. Did you have a chance to have a quick look through?
I have had a quick look through. It's very much a chef's book.
Yeah.
Chef's recipes, which usually involve an entire brigade working behind them, which means you use every pan in your kitchen. But no, there are some lovely ideas, and I think it is a nice idea, because I'm in the salt camp. I am not in the let's have less salt, because you actually need salt to live. It is an essential mineral. So therefore, I think any book that actually draws attention to that, and I don't mean the free pouring stuff you buy from a supermarket. I think that good salt, a good sea salt, is very, very important, and to get that message over is very good.
Well, there's some interesting recipes, as you say, in here. Some are quite complicated, very difficult. I mean, we filmed William Curley, amazing chocolate dessert he did, which to do it home would take you just about mere 4 or 5 hours, I should think. From there to what we've fondly known as Lawrence Keogh's nuts, who Lawrence Keogh from the Wolseley did a spice glazed walnuts for us, which is very simple, but again incredibly interesting dish, which he uses for salads and things. So it ranges from John Williams at the Ritz, cooking a lobster dish, to this very nice, actually, warm salad of salt-baked heritage beetroots and carrots by Andre Garrett.
That does look lovely.
It does, isn't it? Very simple.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a nice selection. So, very happy birthday to Morden Salt. Thank you for your support for the Royal Academy of Culinary Arts, and hope we can do something else with you soon. Andy Bates. Did you have a chance to have a quick look at this one?
I did, and it's a fun book.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, just flicking through, there are all kinds of things, and you think, oh, that looks simple, I could do that. It's not, shall I say, a foodie book.
No.
It's a fun book. It's something you could give to a friend who perhaps doesn't cook too well.
Sure.
And they could cope. Some interesting ideas. I mean, I raised my eyebrows a little bit at the American-inspired Philly steak pasty, but I'm sure it's very tasty.
Well, he's famous for his Scotch eggs, actually.
And
one
the
of the
Scotch
things.
egg, yes.
How many recipes can you have for a Scotch egg? I mean, in here, there
I think he's got about 6, if not more. Ranging from the black pudding, there's even a vegetarian Scotch egg, and a Thai red curry Scotch egg. Now, actually, I would love to be able to perfect the Scotch egg, so I think this might be one for me. But I think it really is a fun book.
It is fun, isn't it?
Yes.
He's a very interesting young man, because he's street food, as you know.
It is,
And
yes.
he's in a couple of the markets around London. I think he's just changing markets at the moment, but you can certainly find out on his website where he is most Saturdays. And of course, he also appears on the Food Network, where he has his own street food section. So, really nice young chap, I think, going places, and wish him lots of luck with his food, because he deserves some recognition. That leads us on to a much older book here, The Wonderful Nicola Dennis. I've even got a bit of dust on the cover.
The great man.
The great man himself.
Yes.
Back in the country now, from his sojourn in France. And it's amazing when we go around the country filming people, how many chefs have been influenced by him. Quite extraordinary. Andre Garrett, of course, Galvanic Windows, who was a Nico disciple. And Jason Atherton, Upon the Street.
Who tells many a story about working for Nico as a young chef.
And of course the Galvin brothers.
I didn't know they worked for Nico.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, I wondered. I think it was Jeff.
Jeff probably did. Yes.
Was with Nico? I mean, they all have these stories, and they were all incredibly fond of him.
I still remember eating Nico's food
Really?
for many years. I still remember his white truffle risotto.
Ah,
It's perfect.
famous for it.
And his chicken liver parfait, which was copied by every chef who ever went into his restaurant and did a 5-minute starch,
Yeah.
would come out with that recipe.
Let me just read this little bit to you here. My career has been inexorably linked with all the major guides. In fact, I must acknowledge the importance of the Good Food Guide at the very beginning of my career. It's a wonderful book, this, and it is still available. It has all his own menus in there and some terrific photographs and stuff. I mean, he was, it really was a
look
legend.
very modern,
Don't they
actually,
just?
these images.
Yeah, he was ahead of his time for
He
sure.
really was. Oh,
Stories.
I've got some stories, especially at the time we were all banned.
Yes, from time to time,
And then he
everyone went through
forgot. So why don't you come to my restaurant anymore? Well, you banned me.
that. Well, we'll give him a ring and see what we can do.
Yes.
Elizabeth, thank you very much for spending a few
Thank
minutes
you.
with us.